What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming. It's here finally, as you see. It took me a minute. I had to catch up with my review videos, but here it is, the Stargirl episode 2, season 2, episode 2, called Summer School Chapter 2 episode review. Thank you for everybody for joining me. I don't see my friendly bird from the last video. Now I just got bunnies now. This time I got bunnies just sitting here listening to me doing the review. So, hello, Mr. Bunnies. Enjoy the review. It's chapter 2. Here goes the synopsis. Still on the lookout for evil in Blue Valley, Courtney grows suspicious after an unexpected visitor shows up at the Dugan house. Barbara and Pat becomes concerned at the visit from a mysterious antique collector. Cindy puts her plan into motion. So, this episode opens up with, at first it was weird. I didn't know who the lady was, but it was actually Cindy's stepmom. You know, she's around there dancing, destroying stuff, and she's dancing to what are they? Girls just want to have fun. That old school song, "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." So, yeah, she's destroying stuff. She's dancing to that, and she says, she's like happy. She's like got this wine. She just taking place like whoop, whoop, woo, yeah, whoop. I'm on my way out, right? And then Cindy shows up with the little prism. I keep forgetting what that dude's name. That villain's name. I think, is it Eclipse? Is Eclipso? Eclipso. I want to say it's Eclipso. I might be wrong. But yeah, I think I said it was Eclipso. But yeah, she shows, she does something. It glows and it like gets into her head, and then we transition to 6 days ago, and we meet. This is about Stargirl, about Green Lantern's daughter, right? Oh God, I just watched the episode and I couldn't remember what her name was. I'm trying to. I should have really wrote it down. I really didn't write it down what her name was, so I gotta try to look it up. And now I got the bunnies out there like, you really didn't. Why didn't you have it write it down, fool? I'm like, well, Mr. Bunny, sometimes I have a lot of stuff going on and I don't have time to write it down. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it was Eclipso. I was right. I think Eclipso was the is trapped inside that gem. Yeah, it was Eclipso. I wish people start texting me right now. Damn, you know she's not on here. I'm trying to figure out what her name is. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's I'm getting you out of it. Oh, her name is it's Jenny. Oh, it's Jenny / Jade. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Jenny, it transitions to Jenny 6 days ago. I think it said 6 days ago. It transitions and Jenny. It shows what Jenny has to go through, and this was a sad, touching moment because it highlighted like some of the tragedies of being in a group home and being one of those places where kids grow up to be that needs to be adopted, you know. And since the tragedy that struck her of losing her parents, she basically was in one of those places. But she turned 18, and basically she was given like a bus ticket and money to go somewhere because she's basically now grown and the place her space needs to be reserved for somebody else who needs it because somebody else really needs to be adopted. and unfortunately she just couldn't. It was a sad little moment realizing that she got kicked out into this world on her own without really having that love and care of her family. So the foster mother, she tell her, I'm sorry, but this is really needed for the kids who really need it. And she said, let me give you a little advice about the world that you're about to go into, is that try to stop trying so hard to be perfect and make people like you. She said you need just be yourself, and you'll be okay. Plus, she said, it's so damn annoying. And then she slammed the door on her. I'm like, wow, bitch, much like, come on, lady, like, come on, like, you didn't have to do that. But I mean, I understand the advice, but then you gotta be rude about it. So she's upset. She starts crying to herself a little bit because she doesn't know what she's gonna do. She doesn't know where her brother is. She is revealed she had a brother. She don't know where he is. She want to go find him, but then she realized that she was given something. The social workers basically held on to this keepsake for her in case this day came where she was on her own, and it was like a toy car, like a little container, and it was like a toy car, and the Green Lantern's ring. The Green Lantern's ring ended up activating, going on, zigzagging on its own. Then it would end up sticking itself on her hand, on her ring, on her finger, and taking her, which is indicating that it took her to where we cut to the present, where we are basically now, and it's back at where the last episode ended, where Pat and Courtney's mother is just basically all trying to figure out what was going on. And why was Courtney and Jenny in here fighting? And Jenny apologized. She said she didn't mean to basically break in and cause trouble. She just was trying to get to the Green Lantern. The Green Lantern ring led her to the lantern, and they was trying to figure. They was asking her, both Courtney and Pat was wondering how did she get Green Lantern's ring, and why would the ring lead her to them? Why would it lead her to the lantern? And she then, when she realized that, she started wondering herself, like, why do you have the lantern in the first place? So she answered Pat the question, because Pat was like, who are you? And she said, I'm Jenny. I'm Jenny. I don't think she got her last name. Is it Jenny Scott? I want to say it's Jenny Scott. But she says she's Jenny, the daughter of Alan Scott / Green Alan Scott, and Pat just like, huh. He's just sitting there, but he got that look like he like it means something to him. So that's why Courtney's mom, she's looking at when she said it, Courtney's mom knows that name means something to him. So she asked him, like, do that name mean something to you? And he was like, yeah, that was Alan Scott is the Green Lantern. And Courtney, she's suspicious. She's like, well, why? Well, how come we how can we trust you and believe that you're really Green Lantern's daughter? We just gonna take, you think we just gonna take your word for it? But pretty much everybody else is kind of taking the word for it. It just kind of is going, okay, it's so because she's using the ring, right? So she got to be Green Lantern. It's Green Lantern's ring. That's Alan Scott's ring. It's working for her, so she got to be Alan Scott's daughter. But Courtney is still suspicious of it, and it kind of starts bugging her because now she has to sleep on the couch. She said, I would have been perfect on the couch. She said no, but Courtney's mom, like, Courtney assisted. She like, yeah, after you basically begged her to assist. But then her eyes started glowing. The Green Lantern, the Green Lantern's lantern started activating to it. So we then transitioned to the morning. Everybody, it sounded like everybody up and happy, and she, Courtney's like, what the heck is going on? And she realized they having breakfast, and that Jenny has cooked breakfast for them. And Courtney is still like some jealous, like, suspicious man. Like, she's basically ready to hang her at the stake because she doesn't trust Jenny, because And this actually leads into a conversation with her and Yolanda, where they're not, because Jenny, Courtney found out that Jenny and Pat are going to his shop to try to help her to learn how to control and work the Green Lantern's ring in his lantern. So, and Courtney wants to come, but they like, no, you got summer school. So Courtney has to go to summer school. She ended up finding out Yolanda's there, and she found out that Yolanda, even though she got straight A's, she's there because her mother basically wanted to keep her out of trouble. So they start talking about Jenny and like why Courtney is so gung ho and stuff over not trusting Jenny. And Courtney, because they even talk about this during class and lunch. And she was saying like the reason why she's so gung ho into not believing who Jenny says he is, because she said this town has a history. First of all, this town has a history of people who say they is who they not. She reminds everybody that we go through this on a daily basis. A lot of people say they somebody that they not really is. So while and then she was saying like she just happened. She comes along. She said I wouldn't. She said she even admitted I wouldn't have been suspicious of her if she just knocked on the door and explained who she was and why she was there. She said I would have let it go. I would have been inclined to believe her, and I would have been inclined to believe her and everything. But she broke into the house and fought me, and then told me who she was and told us who she was, and we just supposed to take it at face value. And she said, I don't understand why we're supposed to just take it at face value. Where that's when she said when this place got a history of people who say they say to y'all who they ain't. We see Rick. Rick is supposed to also be in the summer school, but he skipped to go feed Solomon Grunt again. I still don't understand the whole Rick. Let me know in the comments if y'all understand it, because I don't understand it. Why Rick is all of a sudden wants to like feed like Solomon Grundy and take care of him for some reason. Like I understand, like I said, I understand that back in last season he figured out that even though Solomon Grundy was responsible for his parents' death, he realized that Solomon Grundy was like akin to like a dumb animal who was just doing what he was told. Like he didn't really. Like he understood that Solomon Grundy didn't really meticulously and mercilessly want to kill his parents, but so I understand why he doesn't want to kill him anymore. I understand that. I just don't understand why you would still take care of him. Like, why do you feel the need to take care of Solomon Grundy? But that he gets a call. He leaves this time instead of chicken, he leaves some pizza, and then he gets a call from the other guys telling him that it was a new superhero in town, and he picks up the garbage, and he hears some wrestling, and he looks back and something's watching him, presumably Solomon Grundy, and then we transitioned over to Pat and them, where the guy that working with Pat, he added like a flamethrower to his robot, and then he tells him that the flamethrower still needs a little bit of work, but he's going to get on to it in a different day and heads home for the day. So once he leaves, they begin training Jenny on how to use the ring, and he tells her that the way how he understood the ring works off of emotion, and you basically could do anything, you could conjure anything that you could think of with the ring. And she tries to conjure up something, but it doesn't work the first time. And Pat, he tried to do like, okay, let me start you off with something. Let's start off with something small, just an object. Try to picture an object in your head and let the ring manifest it for you. So then she pictured that toy car that was in the box she found with the ring. So now she basically that's what she did. She basically she finally was able to conjure up the car, so she kept practicing until she got the hang of it to actually conjure up the car with a little effort. I forgot there was also a funny scene when Yolanda and Courtney was talking about the suspicion, or while she's suspicious of Jenny, they were telling she even made these pancakes, and Yolanda tastes them, and then Courtney looks back up, and Yolanda like, I mean, these pancakes are kind of good. And Courtney was Yolanda. I was actually the voice of reason why Courtney started to change on why trusted Jenny, because she was telling Jenny like all the reasons why she was suspicious of her. She was like, so basically, like, other than, she said the only thing suspicious that she did for real, that you said, was she breaking into the house and fighting you. But you said that, and that she made pancakes, and then she was nice. She started being nice to you. She like, she basically was trying to tell Courtney like, you had me with the breaking in part, but then you lost me with her being nice and apologetic and even cooking y'all breakfast. He said and she said, and that's when she went like, these pancakes are really delicious. And then Courtney tried it. Courtney finally tried it. Was like, dang it, they really are delicious. And then they get up and leave. But this was transitions to them coming in with the other guys, seeing Pat training her, and they end up. She introduces her. Jenny introduces herself to Yolanda, or she said, I could call you Wildcat if you prefer Wildcat. And they was like, wow, you told her about the team too. Like, what's going on? Like, you just telling her everything. Like, she still ain't a suspicious person, and they just basically like, yeah, because we told him, because she's actually a legacy. She's actually the daughter of one of the Justice League of Society's heroes. So this caused Courtney to get even more agitated, and she accused her that's so. If you are who you say you are, that's why you came back, because you knew the Justice League of Society was back, like you, and you want to be a part of it, basically accused, like basically being harsh to her. So Jenny like, you know what, I didn't mean to cause trouble. I got the lantern, I got the ring. Maybe I should just go. And then she walks out, and everybody look at Courtney like, dude, that wasn't cool. Like, why did you do that? That wasn't cool. So Jenny before we get to that, Courtney's mom has a visit from this collector, right? This antique collector, and he's surprisingly got like some type of mysterious villain like vibe about him. The conversation he has with Courtney's mom makes her suspicious of him. So she calls Pat, and she informs Pat that I just got a visit by this weird collector guy, but his card has no contact, no nothing. And so Pat goes to while he's having this conversation with Courtney. Before the phone call, he has a conversation with Courtney, where Courtney reveals that the reason why she's so harsh to Jenny is because in reality she envies and is jealous of Jenny, because Jenny is an actual legit daughter or child of one of the Justice League of Society members, while she's not. She said when she's around Jenny, she feels like she's a fraud, because even though she's Stargirl and the staff works for her, she still doesn't have she's still not the actual daughter of Starman. She's just a person who basically at best filled in for Starman, right? So Pat lets her know, like, what you think she's going through. She's doing the same thing. She just want to know about her. She just want to know, and she's searching for answers about her father that she never got the chance to really know and stuff. She said she's just like what you were. You're not who she. You're not. She's not you or better than you. She's actually trying to catch up to you, because you already found out who you were and about yourself. Now she's just trying to do the same. Which helped Courtney realize that she was being a little too harsh. So she ended up trying to go, while Pat goes investigate the antique guy, she tries to apologize. She was sincere about her apology, but her apology strikes a chord with Jenny, because Courtney says she has everything. She was giving her praises, but this reminds Jenny that this is not the outcome she was looking for. She didn't care about the ring or find the lantern. She wanted to find her brother, and the ring works off of the emotion. So it made like the ring, it made like the lantern go into like some supernova high drive, like almost like it was about to explode type state. And then Pat goes to investigate the antique person that he has a very funny suspicion about, but he would get his investigation would get interrupted by seeing Jenny and them running with the lantern, and he goes to helps them and realize that the lantern is about to explode. So they trying to figure out why was they said something just went like it went critical for some reason, and they realized that the reason why the ring was able to work for Jenny, even though she didn't touch the lantern itself without the lantern, was because she is the lantern. She was able to give it power herself. So they would say she basically could like control it and try to absorb the excess energy to keep it from exploding. And she does. She successfully absorbs it. It does explode a little bit, but not enough to. But instead of like an explosion to kill people, just like a shockwave explosion that knocked everybody down. It was a crater, and when they think she's dead until they look up, they see her floating in the air. And she's basically ecstatic that she's actually able to control the power, and now that she can fly. And I think this will be the last time you see Jenny in the episode. Courtney wakes up the next morning looking for Jenny, and her mom tells her that she's already gone, and Courtney is upset. And then we get like a little ending where Eclipso Cindy. You know, I didn't tell you for a reason what Eclipso been doing this episode, because it leads into how the episode ended, and that was kind of a good ending, so I won't spoil that. But I will tell you what I thought, what I give the episode. I give this episode. This episode was a lot better than the first one, so I would give this episode 7.5 big ups, because this was a way better episode. It picked up a lot. It got into some emotional stuff and a deeper understanding of people's emotional traumas, that they actually, it showed that not every one of these kids is dealing with emotional trauma. That being a superhero is not just a good feel, I get to go save the world type thing. But yeah, they get to you just, you know, you have these problems for a reason. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's my review for Stargirl. If you enjoyed this review, then hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews. And if you enjoyed it so much you want to support the channel, then hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification button so you get notified when I drop videos like these. And I promise these videos will be on time. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But a special thing, I want to show y'all these bunnies real quick that's been sitting here. I don't know if y'all can see them. I don't want them to run away. This is the backyard of my patio, and that's them just sitting right there. They were my little audience along with y'all watching me do this review. But yeah, I'm out. I just wanted y'all to show y'all my little audience. I don't know where the bird went, but peace out, everybody.